Hey there, I'm Sharon Pope. I had a client one time who came from a pretty conservative religious background, and she was really struggling with how to reconcile the vows that she took with the decision to ultimately end her marriage. And she contacted me and said, Sharon, if I'm going to do this, I need to know, what are your commandments? Which I kind of giggled at. But she wanted to know, what are the things that she really needs to know if she's going to move through this divorce, which can be one of the most difficult experiences of your life. How can she do it in a more peaceful, loving, and gentle way so that she can maintain her sanity and not hurt everyone around her in the process? So that is what caused me to create this 10-part video series where I am going to share with you my 10 tips on how to do divorce differently, how to show up differently, how to not make it look like a lot of other divorces that you've seen probably. I mean, we all know that couple where they had a bitter, nasty, long, drawn-out divorce, where they probably spent tens of thousands of dollars on lawyers or even mediators to help them determine how to divide things up because the two of them couldn't communicate. And then we see the kids sort of struggle going between mom and dad and having to navigate that because mom and dad don't communicate well, right? We all see how most people do it. But that doesn't have to be your story, and it most certainly does not have to be your family's story. And so today I want to share with you the first of 10 tips on how to do it differently and how to show up differently through this process. So the first tip is releasing the need for anyone else to understand why you've made the decision that you did. It is lovely to be understood, particularly by people that we love or that we care about their opinion of us, close friends or family. It's lovely to be understood, but it's not a requirement for it to be a real experience for you. No one else has to validate why you made the choice that you did. And here's the truth. If I had a conversation with you and I asked you about the struggles inside your marriage and what had transpired and what brought you to this decision, you would have your story. And if I had a conversation with your spouse and I asked them tell me about the struggles inside the marriage, tell me about what's transpired over the years and what sort of brought you to this place, they would likely have a very different story than you. So if the two people inside the relationship don't see it the same way and have different perspectives, how in the world can anyone outside of the relationship truly grasp or understand what has transpired that brought you to this place right here? So release the need for anyone else to understand your decision. I always say, you're the one that's got to be able to look yourself in the mirror. Call it a year from now, 2 years from now, 10 years from now, where you look back on this time and this decision, and you're able to say, that was a very difficult time, but I know why I made that choice. I know why I made that decision, and that was the best and right decision for me at that time. Right? We're the ones that's got to be able to look ourselves in the mirror. And when we can do that, then that's all that's really necessary. Our own validation is what we need, not necessarily the peanut gallery all agreeing with our decision. All right? Now, I am going to be sharing with you more tips every single day throughout this 10-day period. And every single time I'm going to tell you about the webinar that I have coming up. So I want you to look out for that. I want you to pay attention and keep your eyes open for that so that you can sign up. It is a completely free webinar series called Undoing I Do, where I am going to share with you exactly how to unwind a marriage in the most peaceful way possible. And I hope you'll join me.